Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, this is Joe and Jay Outspoken. You can find all of our media channels at linktree/Joe and Jay Outspoken. This week, we've got a pretty cool episode regarding Miss Caitlin Clark. And yeah, it's going to be a good one.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love me some Caitlin.
Yeah, crushing it on the court and got a big pool of haters already. So, hey, folks, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's free for you, but means a lot to us. So let's get into this.
Do it.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Here we go with another episode. Gosh, we've got quite a few episodes going here, Joe. So yeah,
That's good. That's a good
yeah. So we got a lot of back catalog here. So if you guys find this episode interesting, please check. We've got, I don't know, 60, 70 episodes already in the tank. So
Plus, we also got Men's Edition and Dark Crimes now, a new series we started recently.
Yeah, Dark Crimes. We've just had 2 episodes. One of our episodes had
A
two-parter to the episode.
Yeah.
I was going to say we had 2 episodes, and one episode had 2 episodes. A 2-parter on one of the episodes. So there you go.
Kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs. Yeah. It's all those kale pills I've been taking.
Oh,
so.
God. The seaweed.
The seaweed is getting to me. It's all the mercury in the Pacific Ocean seaweed
You ain't wrong.
pill water. So, all right. So, well, Caitlin Clark, let's dive deep into what's been going on with her.
So, let's be honest. Let's call it what it is. WNBA has been suffering for many years in attendance, financially, and all kinds of things. They don't compare to the NBA. They don't draw that attention like the NBA does, mostly because women are not big sports fans, right? And men, of course, are big sports fans. We support our sports, whether it's golf, football, basketball, baseball. We're in there 100%.
Right. Absolutely,
Women, not so much, right? And so the attendance has been very low for the WNBA. But like most sports in collegiate sports, you have more attendance. You have better attendance. People like to follow it because the rules a little bit. They're a little bit. They're not as stringent as the professional leagues are because they worry about their hurting their multi-million-dollar investment. So they have all kinds of rules and things like that. It's not like the old times where people just came after and gridiron, boy, they go out there and they come out with broken noses and fingers and bleeding. That was just first quarter, right?
Yeah.
But
full contact basketball.
Yeah, we don't plan around. So, they still could see that a little bit in the collegiate teams, right? So, there's been this rival going back in 2023 with Angel Reese, played with LSU. In 23, LSU beat the Hawkeyes for the NCAA championship. And of course, Caitlin Clark was during the whole time, Angel Reese was making fun of her. She would do this little thing that Caitlin used to do. And then she would be pointing at her finger, like, we got a ring, blah, blah, blah. Well, come 2024. And guess what happens? Caitlin Clark dominated that.
How the turntables.
Yeah, she dominated it, right? And of course they won. Well, because of her performance, and she does a great job. Her positioning, her ball handling, everything's great. She does.
Be careful, this is a family show.
Oh, sorry, I apologize. She does a phenomenal job out there, and because of that, she became the #1 draft pick for the WNBA. She went to the Fever, right? And Reese, she went to, who did she go for? Chicago Sky. She went to go play for Chicago Sky. So now that we see, now after they started playing, and Caitlin is not your typical lady kind of oh my God, I broke a nail kind of thing. Man, she's a dude. She is and I hate to say this, but she's like the Kobe Bryant of females. She's in there. She's just she's making plays. She's making them happen. And the defense, they're targeting her all the time. And she gets mad. She's kind of like the old time basketball players back when you had, Jordan and of course Bryant and all them where they get hurt or they get knocked down, they get mad, they get up, they're like, okay, you know what? My turn. And they give back and they just come and start scoring and just right in their face. Caitlin Clark's doing that.
Yeah, she gets in the mix, man. She doesn't.
Oh man, she ain't playing around. So here's a few things that have happened since then. So she's led a very impressive stats. She's just killing all kinds of rookie stats. She's killing it. And but here's the thing, it's not just that. She's brought attendance up over 100% in WNBA. Yeah. So back in the day, who did that? Jordan. I think it was Michael Jordan. Yeah, it was Jordan. When he was in his first 33 games, he brought attendance up 60.3%.
Yeah,
right?
Think about that.
Right.
And back then, that's where the shoes name came from. That's why they called him Air Jordan, because he used to jump and fly through the air to make
exactly. So now come 2024, Caitlin Clark. So back then they called that the Jordan effect. Now they're calling this the Clark effect. In the last, so through the first 33 games, attendance has risen 157.7%.
That's crazy.
In the WNBA. So if
that's awesome.
You're not messing around, man. You're not. That's a great increase, and that's great for the WNBA, right? Because they're always searching to like, oh my god, we're gonna get money to do this and that. Now they got their plane, they got jets. Now they're leasing jets now, private jets to get their players across. Or before they have to, they were using Spirit and all kinds of other
Spirit Airlines. You guys are. There's a bunch of you getting the luggage compartment down below with the cats.
Yeah. So she's been doing a phenomenal job, and dude, she's killing the 3-pointers. Her pose on her on the court is just great. And here's the bad thing about it: because of it, she's getting a lot of hate, and the hate's coming within the WNBA. Coaches, players,
jealousy.
Yeah. And then the worst thing is now you got broadcasters, old basketball players from the WNBA are now like
talking mess
her.
About her.
Yeah, bro. It's just not even right. Like
stupid.
Like there's a white coach, the one that actually coached the Team USA basketball for women. She wore this stupid shirt. I don't know what it said. It said Black Women Rule, right? And I'm here we go again. You're this big old honky white Caucasian lady,
honky.
She a white kid, right?
I have not heard that in a while.
Well, bro, I take it back, old school.
Last time I heard that was on an airplane movie.
Oh yeah, remember that? So she got white kinfolk back in the South, and she's wearing a shirt that said Black athletes or Black women rule or something like that. And I'm like, are we gonna start that again? We're gonna start with that division again, right?
Pretty soon they're gonna paint stuff on the side of the court. Man, Black women are better than all other women,
bro. So she clearly does not like Caitlin Clark, which now they're saying that's the reason why she didn't make the Team USA.
I remember when that all happened, you and I kind of discussed it, and we both kind of agreed that, as far as playing wise, I think she was eligible to be on it. However, you and I both agreed that, she hasn't put all of her, she's a rookie and she hasn't put all of her time in. And I get it. They're going to give people that are maybe, older or whatever before their time expires, or elapses.
You're right. But here's the thing. So Team USA went against the WNBA All-Star. And guess who was on that All-Star team? Caitlin Clark. And guess who won? The WNBA All-Star team won. They beat them, bro. And Caitlin Clark she didn't score a lot, bro, but she has this assists, man. Her passing game is on point, bro. She'd be passing from her back. Like, you don't even see it coming. Like, you think she's going to shoot? It's passed. And then, of course, her teammate, they make the basket. I'm like, what the? Like, it's not even about her. It's about her team. And that's what I love about her. She's just all about team. She loves her team. She's not letting these people like bring her down. So we have this old school WNBA player, Cheryl Swoops, who now does sportscasting. And boy, she has made it known that she does not like her. Right? Everyone favors Angel Reese, and Angel Reese is this, Angel Reese is that. But I don't know if you've seen her play. Horrible. Like horrible. Right? She's making records too, but she can't make a damn basket to save her life. Right. And you got Caitlin Clark, bro, just making it from, 3-pointers, like nothing. Like it's like just easy water. You know what I mean? And I'm like, bro, I can't even make it. You know what I mean? up close, 2 feet from the basket. But anyway, she's phenomenal. So the problem that I'm seeing now is that, and this is a problem that we get to, like, you remember Larry Bird, right?
Oh yeah.
There was no hate with him. There's no hate in men's basketball. Like they have these Chinese guys coming over, big tall dudes, right? Playing.
Yeah.
All love. The guys, if you could play, you could play, right? We don't have
Dude,
those.
every sports team, like you and I aren't big basketball fans, right? And I've had to do a little bit of research on this since, you know, I don't watch sports in general, but
more
really
cheerleaders
don't
than
really. Well, you're a big Dallas fan. I'm a big Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders fan.
Yeah.
No, but you know, I had to do a little bit of research on Caitlin Clark and you know, and the team and stats and all that kind of stuff. And the thing is that with guys teams, you know, say like your team, right? You know,
America's team,
yeah.
God's team. Yes, continue.
You can keep going. You can keep embellishing. So who do you want on that team? The best players.
Best players.
You don't.
Money could buy.
You don't give a rat's anything.
No.
Who they are, what color they are. I want the fastest, best running backs. I want the, you know, most accurate and you know, amazing quarterback. All of those things, right? I want a kicker that never misses a field goal.
I'd rather have my Paisa Romo back than Dak.
Oh,
you know,
Prescott.
Yeah, Prescott. I mean, it's just, you know,
right. So that's the thing, is that
you want good players.
So the thing is that in the WNBA, the issue I have with all of this that's going on is they have been complaining for the longest time that women don't get paid as much, right? And all of these kind of things. Now, the reason that women don't get paid as much is because those games don't bring in as much funds, right?
Right.
Yeah. And how do you bring in funds? Well, you know, obviously there's things like television. I don't even know if they do pay-per-view anymore. Now it's YouTube, Fox Sports, or whatever it is. But, you know, throughout time, all these different avenues that you could watch. The other thing was butts in seats, getting people to go to the physical game. And how much is like Super Bowl tickets? I remember we looked into it last time, and what was the cheapest seats? Were like $3,000 or something like that.
Yeah, we had to sell a house in order to go get one.
It was ridiculous.
And that's just for the beer.
So, and imagine like the biggest hyped up WNBA game. What would be the most they would sell one seat for? It wouldn't be $3,000. Nobody would show up, you know? So that's the thing. If you're selling out $3,000 plus seats, you can pay your players a lot more than if you're having to give seats away, or if they bring a Pepsi soda, they can get a free seat or something like that. Right. So that was the number one thing that you're expecting, that this, you know, league is going to have the same interest as this other league where guys are very, you know, they walk around with their favorite dude on their jersey, whether this is basketball or football or, you know, hockey, soccer, whatever. The other thing is, and I heard this was one of the greatest examples, and I don't know if we can show it on here because we already have a strike for something else from a year ago on here, but is Bill Burr was talking about women's sports. Did you hear that one?
Yeah.
And it's hysterical.
Why are you always dragging us into this shit? I saw a woman a couple months back, professional soccer player, right? She goes on to ESPN or one of these sports channels, and she starts bitching, going like, I don't understand. How come female athletes don't make as much as male professional athletes? Right? And all of these men had to sit there and act like they didn't know what the answer was. They had to sit there like dumbfounded, like, I don't know. Why is that? That is a conundrum. I have no idea. Literally, I'm sitting at home screaming at the TV because you don't sell any tickets. Nobody is going to women's soccer games. You're playing in a 20,000-seat arena. 1,500 people show up. That's not a good night. The promoter lost his ass on that gig.
If they're gonna, you know, say, well, the women's sport should do better, then you need to back them up better. You know me, I'm not a sports fan at all. I can name almost every state's football team just because it's something that, you know, it's out there, it's in the ether. You know, we know about it. They don't have enough coverage on women's basketball. And eventually, so the jealousy over Caitlin Clark is ridiculous because she's doing all the things that we just discussed. She's putting butts in seats, right? People are paying for YouTube TV or whatever it is to watch the games. And
sales, bro. Sales for the 22 jersey are out of control. Like they can't keep them in stock. People are buying them. And you know what's funny is like if you go watch a game that does not include the Indiana Fever, right? It's the Aces against whoever, or Skies or whatever. And it's not Indiana's not playing. You're going to see that there's going to be empty seats. Now, if the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark are in the house and they're playing,
packed house,
bro.
Because people want to see somebody that's awesome. They don't want to see a bunch of losers.
Well, you know what?
And I hate to say that, but
but well, here's the thing, man. She's a great player. She's bringing the heat, and she's, here's the thing about it. The last time Indiana Fever clinched a playoff, 2016. Come Caitlin Clark, her rookie year, bro, 2024, rookie year, they already clinched the playoffs for 24.
Crazy.
I mean, what else could we say about that?
Yeah.
And
go 22.
You know what I mean? And she's putting, like you said, she's putting bodies in those seats, right? They're buying merchandise, they're turning on the TV and watching these games. Now people are like tuning in to watch Caitlin Clark play and the Indiana Fever, bro. There's not even their team. Like everywhere she go, it was funny. It was the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever were playing, and of course they always try to pump Angel Reese because they want her to win, the Rookie of the Year. And so they used to, back when she was LSU, she was called Barbie something. I don't know what it was. You know how. Whatever. So anyway, at the end of that game with Indiana and Chicago, the Chicago fans were handing her the Barbie towel that was Angel Reese's for her signature, bro.
That's funny.
For her signature. Like she gets standing ovation. When she came to Arizona and played against the Arizona team, standing ovation she got. A standing ovation, bro. They love to see her because you know what? She's playing real basketball. Like you can't, like you see her, you're like, is that a dude?
Well,
like is she, like she's in there, bro? She's shoving, she's passing, she's doing all kind. I'm like, bro, she'd knock me on my ass if I was it. You know what I mean? And she's not playing around. She's in there to win, dude. She got penalized because she hit a pole after she missed a basket or something. And they called a foul on her. Like, are you serious? And and what she said is, you know what, that's okay, because that just made me want to just go out there and drive it,
crush it.
And she did. She came back with a vengeance, bro, and killed it.
Yeah.
But and she's not, bro. You just watch her play. You're like, it's like you're watching men's basketball.
Yeah,
she's arguing. She's getting mad now, and they're going after her. Like their defense is just like, dude, they're double teaming her. Like, they're throwing her on the floor. They're just knocking her down, like blatantly. Like they're not even hiding it. You know what she does? She gets up and just runs off. She's like, you know what? It's making me better. And she said that. She goes, every time that happens to me, I get up. I'm like, that just makes me want. That challenges me and says, you know what? Let's do this. And she comes back, bro, with a vengeance and scores 20 points. You know what I mean? So
now it's got to be making them all mad too, because ESPN shot out like a week ago or so that what's her name, Reese, her wrist injury, that the season may be over for her. So
it's over. She's done.
Yeah,
she's not playing over. But you know what's the thing? I don't even want to talk about them. Stupid ESPN. They ranked her, Caitlin Clark. They ranked her like 3rd or 4th, bro, and it put Angel Reese like right on top. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, have you guys seen her play? But again, I'm gonna tell you right now, and you're gonna hear it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That's that DEI crap.
Yeah.
That's that discrimination. That's that, I'm scared to say because she's white, I don't want to put her up there. ESPN's all scared, like, well, she's not black, so I don't want to say she's number 1 because they're going to, you know what I mean? I'm like, It is what it is, bro. If she's doing it, she's doing it. So ESPN ranked her 6th.
Right. So now.
And so they had, real quick, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories. 5 categories that they scored on. Caitlin Clark, of the 6 people that they rank, had 3 of the 5. The highest one, she's ranked the lowest. Help me make sense to that.
Yeah.
How do you do that? Angel Reese had 2 of the 5. She was ranked 2, bro. I'm like, all right, you guys using some kind of weird math that we're not aware of? It's like, did you carry the 1? Or I don't know what you're talking about, you know? And so to me, that's embarrassing, bro. If you're ESPN, the top elite sports channel, and you're coming out with stupid stuff like that because you don't want to be criticized because like, hey, you guys ranked her number 1 because she's white? No, because she's good.
Right. Yeah.
That's why. You know, but they don't want to defend their stance because they're a bunch of cowards.
Yeah,
I said it. Cowards, ESPN.
Yeah.
Belongs to Disney. Cowards.
And that's one of the big things is that everybody's getting tired of all of this, DEI nuts. Because, okay, so if Angel Reese was literally the best player, like actually the best, crushing it, Chicago Sky was dominating and everything, and she wasn't being a turd to anybody, just going out there and playing and not worrying that of the color of her skin, that she was gay or straight or anything like that.
Oh, that's all against her, bro.
Everybody
all against her.
Everybody would like her, right?
Yeah.
Everybody would like Angel Reese. They'd be like, hey, cool. She's a great player. Who cares what color or sexual orientation she is? But that's not the case with most of these people. They have to put out there, that these are all these other things that they have to contend with on a daily basis, which is complete BS because, it's like, so in sports is a great equalizer with things, where a job may say, well, you have to have X amount of percentage of whatever people, right? Of color, of now the, I don't know, transgender community, whatever, right? The Transformers. You have to have X amount of these people and all that. And this is especially for these companies that are heavy on the whole DEI thing.
God.
They don't do that in sports, right? Now, they may try to put, because you mentioned someone like the really tall Chinese guys, but if percentage wise, they should have more Mexican people on teams than they should black people on most sports teams, right?
They do. It's called soccer. Oh, sorry.
And, they should have an amount of Asians on football teams and,
Can you imagine how boring
and stuff like that?
But brother, can you imagine how boring it would be watching NFL if you had a bunch of white guys?
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be. I mean,
You'd be looking at very short passes. Mall kicks.
You'd have this killer defensive line. That's all you'd have. All these corn-fed boys.
All these corn-fed,
just.
But from Nebraska and Alabama, and,
a big defensive line and a decent quarterback. That's all you'd have, man. Nothing else. Like running back, ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Yeah, it ain't happening. So, with that, you have like this whole separate dynamic from the standard world to the sports world. And then you get into like entertainment movies and all that stuff because, sports have become kind of an entertainment thing, right?
It really is.
They're making money like movie stars are. I mean, they're making the crazy kind of dollar bills that they are. It wouldn't make any sense. And everybody that watches sports, so pick a sport that you kind of like. Do you want the best player? The player that, what's that?
Midget wrestling.
Midget wrestling, underwater basket weaving, competitive. You want the best people on your team, whatever your team is. I don't care how they identify, what color they are, if they're voting for Trump or Kamala, I don't give a crap.
But you know damn well in men's sports, that's never been the issue. It's always been you're looking for the best athlete that money could buy.
Right.
You want to sign great athletes to your team because great athletes is what's going to win games, and winning games is what's going to get you the money, the income, the revenue, right? And that's who you want.
Yeah. The only time that I saw a little bit of that was during the BLM stuff when Kaepernick, when he did his nonsense, and then
Judah.
They painted stuff on the side of the.
That was ridiculous.
And then all the football helmets and jerseys, they all had stuff on them, and it's like, man, listen, I get it. You want to be a part of a cause kind of thing. There's so many different causes and stuff, and there's so many things that are, you can't support like everything all at once, right? And the best thing to do, these people make a lot of money. How much did they give to their communities and stuff like that? If they truly believe that, like if you believe in you want to help with pancreatic cancer, right? What are you doing about it? Are you fundraising for it? Are you doing these kind of things? Or are you just wearing a purple hat that says, you know, I'm aware of it, basically? And that's all that stuff was. It wasn't really, you know, they weren't helping anything. So going back to,
I didn't see any football teams or anybody like that put Reginald Denny's name on their helmets when he got almost killed during the Rodney King riots.
right.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. When they pull him out of that truck,
Pull him out of the semi truck.
Yep, and
beat half his life out.
Yeah, no, I didn't see no names on no memorials or on helmets or on fields or anything like that. I mean, that's a whole different story. But
here'd be the thing. So any of these, you know, one last thing on people wanting to be a part of this whole, you know, flag carrier for all of these different things. Put your money where your mouth is. Get a bunch of people. If all you friends, remember the Harlem Globetrotters?
Oh yeah,
remember those guys?
Yeah.
Exhibition team, and they were badass, right? They were super funny,
Yeah.
super funny. Yeah. Put together your own dang team, kind of like the USA team, but not to go to the Olympics or anything like that. Do 2 teams. Say, hey, we'll flip a coin. Half of us go that side, half of us go that side. We're going to play at where the Lakers or the Clippers or wherever you want to play. And it is going to be a game that everybody gets charged to come in, and 100% of the proceeds go to whatever this little causes we want to do. They won't do it because they're doing it for money. They don't care about a cause. They don't care about all this stuff. So that's the problem with, you know, all these people stand and they're in the limelight, and they just have to have a little, you know, their little own scratch and sniff thing that they have there. And it means nothing. It's a useless thing. So going back to the Caitlin Clark deal, these folks are so jealous because you have a girl that's brand new that's coming in that doesn't fit the narrative to who they are. You know, she's not the primary color that they want in women's basketball or sports in general, I guess you would say, anymore nowadays, right? She's straight, which is blasphemy in their eyes.
That's
right.
That's like 2 strikes, bro.
2 strikes,
white and straight.
Yeah.
That's a threat to society in general.
She's terrible. All she needs to come out and say that she's a staunch
Christian.
Conservative Christian Republican voting for Trump, and she's done, man. They're gonna get rid of her.
Bro.
They're going to try. Yeah, they're going to have a sniper in the crowd waiting for her.
So here's my view, and this is the thing that I've seen.
Let's
so
a
lot of these professional WNBA players were saying before she came to, like in Arizona, they were talking a lot of crap. They're like, well, you know, this little girl's gonna come here. She's gonna get a rude awakening and blah blah blah. She killed them 3 times, bro. They played them 3 times. She killed all 3 of them.
Yeah, they got a bad spanking.
Here's my view. Here's my view that, and honestly speaking, the WNBA was not a competitive sport. It was not a competitive game. They were mediocre at best. Here come Caitlin Clark challenging them.
Right.
Hey, put your money where your mouth is. Let's play some basketball. This girl came to play. She ain't playing around.
Yeah.
She came to play. And now they're holding her. She's holding everybody else at a different standard. And now they can't keep up with her. She's making these plays out there like she's a dude, man. They're like,
right.
Oh, what's going on? She's white. She's evil. She's a devil. You know what I mean? She's racist. But here's the problem with the WNBA. They're walking a real fine line between competitiveness and discrimination. Very fine line. You know, and
yeah, but she's white, so there's no such thing as discrimination against white people.
Well, right? Accordingly, yeah. But here's the thing: athletes' abilities have been categorized since ancient Rome, right? It's been set since then. That's where we get the Olympics, right? So competitiveness is what gives sports that thrill, bro. That competitiveness where, you know, you got a good player, you got another good player, and it just goes back and forth, back and forth. And lately, what you've been seeing is these teams improving greatly because now you have these challengers like the Indiana Fever who are coming in, was a nobody, bottom of the teams. All of a sudden made it to the playoff. They clinch a playoff. Right? They're like, what the hell is happening? So now everybody has to play at a different standard. No more of that, you know, kind of slapping the ball. We make it or not. These low scores. Now we're hitting the hundreds.
Right.
That's men's basketball, bro. You know what I mean? Now we're hitting some good. And who's doing it? Caitlin Clark, right?
Yeah.
Today's society, man, we grapple with issues like race. It's so difficult. Like it really isn't. Like let it go. It's not about race. It's about ability. And if you have an ability to play great basketball, then you know what? Recognize that person for that ability.
Right.
And I think the WNBA is right now suffering some real difficult racial issues, and that doesn't help their image at all. They need to kind of start backing their teams, start backing their players. Caitlin Clark's a player of the WNBA. They need to start showing a little bit better support for her and not kind of go with everybody but her. I'm like, okay, guys, she's drawing the crowds, and you're going to go with like Angel Reese. And you could hear, bro, she was so jealous. She's like, oh, the people aren't coming out here just to see one person. They're coming to see me too. I'm like, girl, you can't be more jealous than what you just said. You know what I mean? It's just sad.
When the Indiana Fever was out here playing, what's our team called? The Phoenix Mercury, right? Phoenix Mercury. I don't even know what our team is.
Well, I don't know if you remember.
I care.
Hey, bro, I don't know if you remembered earlier. I just said our Arizona team. I don't know who the hell the team is. I know the Indiana Fever because of Caitlin Clark.
The Phoenix Mercury. Well, the famous person on that team is who? None other than Brittany Griner. And for those of you that don't remember who she is, she's the one that was jailed over in Russia for a little while. And she kind of spit on the flag and wouldn't stand up for the and all that. And when she got back here, she kind of changed her tune. But that was one of the big things, is that when Indiana played over here against the Mercury, Phoenix Mercury, that of course Brittany was, back in the saddle, and they figured she was going to crush it, and Caitlin Clark would just be, Indiana would just be down and out. And Indiana Fever spanked the Mercury a couple times there. So
they did.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's one of those things in our society now that folks need to take a look at how we are assessing one another and assessing society in general. There's always going to be, you and I have talked about this many times, there's always going to be types of bigotry. There's always going to be, some idiot that's completely racist out there. The last thing you need to do, continue to egg that on, because what it does, and we talked about this in one of our previous episodes, that bringing up racism and thing all the time, it exacerbates it, right? It makes people say, well, I'm not racist, but you're calling me racist? Oh, well, then now I'm going to be racist, right? Yeah. And it's almost like that poking the bear syndrome. You keep telling people that they are something. And it's one of those problems with the left side of the aisle. What do schools are mainly, left driven, right? Politics, definitely media. So that includes, when just said it a few minutes ago, Hollywood, and then down to the sports stuff is all left faced. So, and what are they always preaching? That people are, if you're born a certain skin color, you're not worth as much, you can't do as much. And it's like, well, if that was the case, how would there be so, like, most of your top athletes that are making the most money are people of color? How would that be possible? And why would they even be allowed to play if we were so extremely racist, right? So none of it makes any sense. And again, people that are like in the WNBA, you're a lady of color or whatever you identify as, because if you're, a transformer or just gay or what have you, if society didn't like that, they would, and didn't want you there, you wouldn't be there, right? But society's not as bad as people talk about it. Having conversations with people constantly in our area, I don't believe that society is as bad as we put it out to be. The amount of times that I see people doing the right thing, like cars broken down, guys stopping their car, right? Putting their flashers on, jumping out and helping push another car out of the road. You don't have to do that. Why would anybody do that? It's 115 degrees outside. But people care about one another, right? So, there's more good out there than there is bad. Right. But all of these pot stirrers are always trying to stir that pot up and make it feel like everything's so negative and so bad. Most of these girls on all of these teams that we're talking about, you know what they want to do? They want to play basketball.
Yeah.
They want to get out there and win a game. But you have this select few, right? And some nasty coaches that are basically saying, oh, this is terrible. You've got this person that's coming in that's taking away all your glory and all your sunshine and everything else. And, it's the mean girl syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's totally the mean girl syndrome. And it's this clique against this clique. And it's uber childish. It really is. And it really needs to stop, because at this point, if all these girls would get together and you take the, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Brittany Griner, the three of them, right? Decently big names in the WNBA for what the WNBA.
Diana Taurasi too from Mercury.
Yeah, Taurasi, yeah. If they took those girls and had them get together, right, and started doing ads and things like that together and pumping the WNBA, man, they could probably go a million miles with that. All of them get on social media and start doing stuff, but they won't. It's going to be the Olympic petty games that they're going to play, and the coaches are probably egging it on because they're just as mentally weird, and don't want to actually play basketball. They want to worry about all this other extracurricular stuff that has nothing to do with the game, has nothing to do with putting butts in seats, has nothing to do with getting eye time on screens, because that's what you want. You're running a business, and the more people you get watching your games, the better.
And it's funny because you just sit there and just watch. I like to watch like different time. Like before,
I know you do.
I'm a watcher. I like to watch when they're coming in. So if you look at professional football, basketball, whatever, you're seeing them come into in the stadium ready for the game. They're coming in men's. I'm talking men's. They're in suits. They're looking professional. They're a professional team. It's a professional sports. You see that in the men's side all the time. Then you come over on the WNBA, and they love to wear these really hoochified outfits and things. Be professional. Caitlin Clark, she comes in very professional. A lot of these new rookies coming in real professional looking, and here's the thing. She's down to earth. She's funny. She's not one of those stuck up women. She's out there signing as many autographs as she can. She's doing things for the community. She's down to earth. She's not one of those like, I'm in the WNBA and you can't touch me and blah, blah.
Right.
Nah, she's none of that. She's very humble, very different. And she's bringing this attention to the WNBA, something that everybody that plays in the NBA, coaches in the NBA, works for the NBA should appreciate and welcome with open arms and say, you know what? They are putting a new face on the WNBA, and we need to appreciate that. We need to maybe change our ways to kind of reflect that, because that's what's getting people in the seats. That's now you got these DEI companies. So there's a new movie coming out, Wicked 2. And there's a commercial with Angel Reese talking about, I don't know what, and I don't know what it has to do with Wicked 2. And I'm like, it's because she's black, right? It's because she's black. And I'm like, this is stupid. Like I am so over that crap, and I'm like, when are we going to grow up? When are we going to grow up and realize that, this is why men make more money. This is why men's sports are more interesting. They don't have to deal with this stupid drama that they're doing over on this other side of the WNBA. Look, girls, your guys' attendance is already low as it is. Don't ruin it with your hatred and your discrimination.
Yeah, absolutely.
Learn from Caitlin Clark. Be humble, play great, and appreciate life, man. She's doing a great job. And Caitlin Clark, I'm on your team. I don't even know any other team. I only know the Indiana Fever, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Only because she's on there. Oh, and Chicago Sky because of Angel Reese, the hater. So
I've been to a lot of states. I'm trying to think of my travels. I don't think I've ever been to Indiana.
Nah, never been to Indiana, bro. But you know what I mean?
I've
been through Indiana, but hey.
Have you? I don't even know if I've been through.
Well, yeah. But you know what? It's where Caitlin plays. That's all I know.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to follow, what you like, the winning team or whatever. I mean, so I just looked up in Google. I looked up Chicago Sky wasn't even on the top of the list. I looked up Phoenix Mercury wasn't one of the first things that came up. When I typed in Indiana, guess what the first thing that came up? Indiana Fever. So she's making a difference, and that team's making a difference, right? That whole team, they want her on there because she's helping them win some games. And I guarantee you, if she was on the Chicago Sky or the Phoenix Mercury, they would welcome her with open arms. I mean, it'd be like, again, getting a Kobe or a Jordan or whoever else you want to say on your team. So,
well, think about it, man. They haven't gone to the playoffs since 2016. And now they're going. They clinched it. Right now, Caitlin Clark in her rookie season has broke 14 records already.
That's crazy.
14
That's crazy.
records.
That's
4
awesome,
records within her grasp within the 5 games left in the season. She's killing it, man.
Yeah, that's
She's
super
killing
awesome.
it. Yeah,
That's super awesome. And you know what? I really hope they can get it together and, make something.
She comes
out
from
of,
a nuclear family too. Oh,
yeah. That's why they hate her too.
Yeah. Why? She's got a mama and a daddy.
She's got a dad. She knows her dad. That's crazy. That's weird. I don't even know
who does that.
Who does that? Who knows a daddy?
Oh man.
Oh well, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We did some, a little bit of pocket research here to find out some things about her, but we've been kind of watching her since we mentioned this many episodes ago.
Yeah,
in
man.
one of our previous episodes. But we wanted to do a whole show based around Miss. I guess we could call her Cece for short, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
She's really making a major impact, and I hope that they don't screw this up and that they just, put a hook in it and take off, follow her through the through the fire and make sure that, they try to push the WNBA as much as they can. And women, if you're out there and, you're one of those women that has ever said, I don't understand why women's sports isn't doing better, and you don't know these people we just said, that's part of the problem. You need to get into these teams and stuff because you can't expect that, guys like me, I'm not going to watch it. I don't even watch regular basketball.
Dude, you got NBA players coming to watch her play.
They do. Yeah.
What's his name? Ice Cube. He runs that Big 3 league.
Yeah.
Offered her $1 million contract, not million. I think it was like $3 million or $5 million contract to come play in that league.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow.
The Big 3. Yeah.
Bro, she, that's how good she is. And
Yeah.
you have people like Shaq going and watching her and saying, man, this girl is good. You know what I mean? They're just, that she's good. I mean, what you can't take that from somebody. You could hate them all you want. You could say, they're white or look at their stats. You can't take that from them.
Yeah.
Those aren't given. Those are earned. So I don't tell you. Be a hater all you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Enjoy. I mean, if you're going to, complain about everything, enjoy the game now that it's getting some publicity. So,
yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, we will have another episode coming up next Tuesday, like we do every Tuesday. And stay tuned for our men's edition that we're going to launch mid-month Wednesdays every once in a while here. And then also we'll scatter in some dark crimes episodes that have been
those are good.
We've gotten some really good feedback on those, so hopefully you guys enjoy those. And if you'd like to contact us, check us out at Linktree/Joe and Jay Outspoken. It's got all of our info and all that kind of stuff there. So, well, everybody, make sure you take care of one another.
Remember, do better, be better.
And as always, God bless America.
We'll see you.